What's up, team? Coach Melissa here, and I've got a 40-minute full body bar strength class for you. This one's called Look Up. Now, this class is going to incorporate weight plates along with longer sets of single movements. So in most bar classes, we'll be flowing quite a bit, pulsing quite a bit. This class will have more rest because I want you to really push yourself in each of the circuits. So we've set it up a little bit more like strength training. For those of you new to bar, this might be a little bit more accessible, but it's not going to be easy. It never is, right? Now let's get ourselves nice and warmed up because we're really going to get into it. Let's start with the neck rolls here. So bending into the knees and really finding the ground as we start to roll the shoulders forward, back, expressing like the full range of motion. So as the shoulders come up, trying to keep the rib cage depressed down. As they come down, pulling them back behind you like you're reaching towards the ground. And then letting the feet really connect as you push up. So starting to get the glutes involved, the quads involved, and keeping things nice and smooth. We'll go for 2 more. And last one, nice work. Shake out those arms for a second. Give me some easy presses back, and then just take a look over one shoulder and then the other. Now, as you're moving your head side to side, let's check back in with the lower body, a soft bend in the knee, but we're starting to squeeze the glutes together and kind of tuck them underneath, dropping the rib cage down and really feeling that grounding force from the big toe, the baby toe, the heel, and it should radiate all the way up the leg, getting those quads a little tighter and starting to feel that core brace. We'll bring the chin to the chest here, and we're going to incorporate the arms. So inhale, arms reach up, biceps frame the ears. Go ahead and squeeze the glutes from me together, and then give yourself a little back bend. So opening up the ribs slightly, and then exhale, I'm going to dramatically fall forward. At the bottom here, bend the knees and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time as if your tailbone started the movement, and the vertebrae are just rolling one on top of the other. Shoulders come back. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach. Squeeze the glutes so the hips are forward, then go into that slight opening, slight back bend, then all the way forward, swing it down. Go ahead and roll yourself up nice and slow. The head comes up last, tucking the chin into the chest. The fingertips are 1,000 pounds. Last one here, big inhale. Nice work. This time we're going to stay all the way down. So reach it all the way down to the ground. Hold here. Toe heel the feet out nice and wide. We've got a wide base of support, but our toes are still parallel and forward. We're going to shift our weight back into our heels a little bit, bend the knees, and then reach your arm towards one leg as you shift your weight that way. Reach your other arm towards the other leg, shift that way. So we'll just go side to side, kind of like a static speed skater. Now I want you to keep anchoring your weight over the center of the foot, the balls of the feet, and the heel. So you're going to have to push the hips back a little. We don't want to come up on the toes and have those knees come forward. Because in this motion, I want you to start to engage the core, start to really work the glutes, the inner thighs, the outer thighs. We don't just want to go up on our tippy toes. So that big reach, and then engaging a little bit more into the rotation of the mid-body. So that T-spine, the rib cage is rotating, but we're keeping those hips going back and forth. We'll go a couple more here. Last 2. Nice work, last one. Go ahead and come back to center. Toe heel a little bit more narrow, but still a wider position. Sit your booty back, open your chest, hands to the hips. So we should have a lot of engagement in the glutes here. You're gonna push the shoulders one way, release some of that tension, take it back the other way. Give me a couple more. Pushing back into the heels and the other way. Then we're gonna stay here, toe heel just a little bit more narrow, reach the hands towards the ground, sit back. I really want you to reach those hips back, pull the ribs down, squeeze those hips, then reach the arms all the way up, give me 1 calf raise, come back. Drive it down, sit back, press it up, come up on the toes. We'll go a little faster here, and this will be our squat and press. This will come back, and we will do it with some weight plates. So really sitting back, almost a vertical shin here. So think of this as kind of a hingy, deadlifty squat, biasing the glutes by getting into that big stretch. We'll go for 2 more. And last one, arms are gonna reach all the way up, bring those knees in and give me a couple hip circles to let it all go. For 2 and for 1, nice work. All right, so we're gonna grab everything we need for this class. You are going to want a few weight plates. I did red all the way up to the 5-pound blue, and then some resistance bands. They're gonna make it a lot harder, but if you don't have them, don't worry, you can still do it, but I would invest in them. They're cost effective and they really add a lot to your workouts, especially if you're traveling. Now, if you're feeling good right now, you can just bounce around. As I get into the first exercise, we are going to move quite quickly in the beginning, but we have about 30 seconds per exercise. So we're going to start with a single leg lunge that's going to become a single leg deadlift. So when we take that lunge, let's pick the leg that's a little bit more problematic. We're going to take a big lunge and then we're going to lift off, pressing through the toe and staying loaded on this heel. We take it down nice and low. We jet forward. So go ahead and find your lunge position, hips forward. We should be almost in a 90-90 position. So as we come down, the core stays tight, the ribs stay locked. Come all the way down. Keep the front leg loaded, shift forward, good. Come all the way down again, parallel, and shift forward. A little athletic arms are good here. And we're going nice and slow on the way down, then dynamically on the way up. Starting to try to access that front glute where it ties in with the hamstring. And kind of acting like you're trying to sprint, but you found out that back leg is glued to the ground. Boom, nice work. Let's get one more here. Beautiful. Now draw that back leg in for me. We're gonna keep the body where it is and go straight into our deadlift position, loading through this front leg. So go ahead and reach as you extend that back leg, then pull and squeeze. Now, if balance is a problem for you, do not worry about it. Just keep that leg down and continue to reach down the shin and then come up. So that's our B stance, something we do a lot in bar when we're finding balance. Take it down and reach. Really trying to extend both the head forward and the hip back. Drop back. Last one, take it forward. Hands come down. We're gonna stay on this leg here. So we're gonna come into a pike position, reach one leg up. So think a 3-legged downward dog. Working leg is down for me. And then we're going to draw this back knee behind the knee that we're working, okay? So push up, stretch, drop and pull. So we're coming kind of in a bear position, drawing that knee towards the ground, really pushing up and out of the arms and curtsying in the air here. Letting that knee hover and then just extending for a little release here and squeezing to get that hamstring stretch. You can keep the knee pretty bent if you still need to warm up that hamstring more. And activating the core as much as possible when we come down into this bear shape. All the way down, nice stretch. Big push. Let's get one more. And big push. Nice work. Take it all the way down. All right, the leg that is now working is going to be the opposite. So come into your all fours position. The working leg is now reaching up behind you. Now I want you to pull the ribs in, push those hands up, and tap that knee down, drive it up. The contraction of that glute should be so strong that the knee cannot go above the hip line here. Down and up. Really resisting on the way down, like someone's pushing your foot down, and then bracing your core, pushing through the arms, filling this upper back as you drive that heel up. Let's do one more of these singles, and then we'll go 3 pulses right here. So we pulse just 3, 2, core tight, 1, drop down, let's go. 3, nice, 2, and 1, we're just getting started, friends. 3, push, 2, 1, even out the shoulders and hips, 3, 2, 1, you're so close, last one, 3, 2, 1. Now drive that knee, and as we come up, hover on the other knee, continue, pulse and pulse. This is it, just 10 and 9, you've got it, 8, breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, go ahead and rest. Amazing. Quick, activated, on, everything's alive. Ring out those wrists for me, roll out the shoulders, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Nothing new. We've done it all before. We're moving quick, but it's good. And we're trying to move that energy around. So let's get into that lunge position again. We want to get 90-90, so you can set it up here if you'd like, hips square, and then we come up and we launch ourselves forward, but that toe is absolutely locked into the ground. Here we go, my friends. Take it down and load it up. Just like a traditional lunge, your legs should not be super close together. We should have that train tracks distance, that hips distance here, and we want to keep this knee as much as we can in line with the second and third toe. Now I want to also keep my hips really even here, they have a tendency to kind of get out of line. So I'm going nice and slow and then really driving. Amazing. Right into my stiff leg deadlift. So keeping the energy here. Toe can stay down if you want it, but I need you to shave that shin and then drive up. So reaching back, nice long line in the spine, and drive up. Finding that balance where you need to. Gripping the floor, pulling the core in, relaxing those shoulders down, making sure we're not dumping through the belly, the ribs. That'll make that lower back very upset and make balance even harder. Last one, we take it all the way down. We're gonna stay down, hands to the ground, hop that leg back. Working leg is still here, okay? So that leg extends and we reach up that other toe. In this position, we pull the knee behind. We've got this little bear dragon position, then we reach it all the way up. So let's continue. Stay square, let that leg come behind, reach up. Now, if the knee is like, oh, we're too close, then walk the hands away a little bit. This should look more like 90-degree all fours position. And only do what you can do here. If you want to stay all the way standing and continue this, you can, right? We're just going for that little bit of an internal rotation on one side and then keeping it even on the other. Really try to breathe through this one, my friends. We're almost there, core tight, all the way down, and rest, good. Another tip is don't look around when you're doing that because you might fall over. And if I did, I would have kept going because that's real life. All right, working leg, the one that you feel it, that's the one that's about to kick up. Core tight, shoulders lift, let's go. So we go for those singles, and I want you to dig in to this glute. It's already been working, so it will have a tendency to try to fatigue a little faster. Keep your hips square, keep your ribs up, and push through those arms. Turning the biceps away from you, staying active, staying loose. And this glute is already telling me what is up here. We're gonna go for those pulses. Let's go. It's 3, 2, 1, knee comes down. Now those knees are not side by side. There's at least a fist between them. Good thing to think about. Making sure the opposite hip is not jetting out outside the lines. It's going to try. We've got one more set of these pulses. And then we're gonna hold it up, hold it up, hold it up, lift that knee, find that core, pulse up and up. Find your core, push through the arms, don't sink. 5 breaths, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Whew. All right, let's stay down since we're here. Release the shoulders, release the wrists. We have a long glute bridge series here. Now, if you'd like to use a band, you may, but please use the wider band because this is a long series. And we're gonna take it off for the 2 exercises after. We'll move into clamshells. This is gonna feel pretty wild for the hips. Let's grab 2 light weights. They may come in handy soon. Roll yourself back, walk the shoulders away, and bring the heels back towards the glutes. If we reach our arms down, fingertips should just graze the heels. Drop the ribs for me, curl the lower back, curl the tailbone, and lift up just that inch. Pressure on the band if you've got it. Roll yourself all the way up to that top position. Now, if you look down, your core should be tight, and we should be tucking our hip bones up. So a nice straight line here. Knees are pressing away from you. Hips are tucking under to lengthen that low back. We're just holding, we're vibing. Now we're gonna take it down nice and slow and then squeeze it up real fast. Take it down nice and slow, squeeze it up and hold. Good, slow, slow, pulse, squeeze. Slow, slow, pulse. Nice. Let's go a little faster. Low and high. So if you've got the band on, we've got a little gentle pressure of the knees out, but I want you to check in with the hips and make sure that's not causing you to go side to side, because when we do that, I want to do it on purpose because it's a lot. So we should be doing it with planning in mind, right? Down and up. Let's make that 3 pulses at the top right here. So 3 and 2 and 1, take it down. Now, what if those 3 pulses move side to side, then center? Can we try that? So it's right, left, center, low. Good. Now left, right, center, and low. This is fun. Right, left, center, and low. Left, right. Let's hold that center, pulse to finish, press, pulse. Tuck those hips, lengthen that low back, relax the shoulders, and rest. Amazing. Taking that band off, no problem. No problem. And let's get into a clamshell series, a side lying series. Now there's lots of ways to do clamshells, and we're gonna do them a bunch. So take that elbow underneath the body, and bring the knees a little closer. Heels should be in line with the glutes here. We're gonna push ourselves up. We're gonna place a little bit of weight here. So we're gonna open, keeping the heels together, open, and then press close. So use that arm to press that knee. Press. So the core should be on because you're really fighting with your own hip here, right? We love this. Lift and lower. Boom. I want the side of the glutes really pressing and resisting. This is one where it can be fun to have a partner, a training partner help you out, really driving that knee and you really resisting it out. Again, we're just waking up these little parts of our body, these stabilizer muscles that help us so much. For 2, nice work. Now hold it here, bring it to 90 degrees, just hold and press, pull, press. Turn your body towards the ground, push yourself out of the ground, we're good. Press, press, you're gonna give me 10 more seconds right here, then we switch to the other side, it's all good. We got 8, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I love it. Switch it over, you got it. That feels good. Now let's get to rest. Bring those knees one on top of each other, elbow right under the shoulder, then bring it just a centimeter forward. We're open in the side body, but we are not twisted back. If anything, we're slightly twisted down to keep things level. Heels in towards the glutes. We're gonna connect those the elbows, connect those heels, and then we press away. So connect right here, I want you to press down. Now this is fun because we get a little arm workout as well. Really press. Connecting those heels, pressing the bottom knee down the entire time. And at this top position, don't let go, press. As the knee comes back, you drive all the way down. Nice work. Really press it. This is your own resistance here. Open, keep that tension, keep that core nice and braced. Don't open up to the backside body. I know the arm is working, but you gotta control it. Last one here, press it down. Nice work. Bring that leg up and tiny pulses lift and lift. We love this. After this, we go back to those glute bridges. We'll do a couple reverse crunches and then we're up doing full body, lots of arms. We pulse, nice work. You're gonna give me 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, core tight, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Flip it over. And let's get back to work. Band or no band, it is up to you. We're gonna have some fun. Roll yourself back, find those heels. Take the feet a little bit wider this time. We're gonna draw everything up. We have the weight plates near us, right? We're squeezing our glutes. And I want you to go side to side right here. So we scoop it one way, then the other. So you're making a tiny little U shape. Let's make it a banana shape. And not those bananas you get at the organic markets that are small and look like a smile. Let's go for those big box store bananas. They're a little longer. It's a little bit of a curve here, right? So we're scooping and scooping, pressing through the heel, extending for 4 and 3, I know, and 2 and 1. Re-hold it up, re-squeeze the glutes together, not just up. Re-extend the low back, pulsing a little bit deeper. On this one, I want you to reach the arms up as we bring the hips down, reach the arms overhead, and then drive it up, overhead and drive. If that feels good and you wanna add some weights, we reach and pull. So as the hips go down, the arms go down. At the top, you're still extending the low back by really squeezing those glutes. We're gonna go for 2 more. Go for it, hold and pulse here. Just pulse and pulse. We're gonna finish here for 3 and 2 and 1. Weights go down, draw the knees into chest, tiny lifts up and down. Just resetting that low back for 10 more seconds. Release it all. We won't need a break. This is a working break. For 3, you got it. And 2, press the ceiling away. Last 1, roll it down slow and let it go. Take that band off for me. Rock and roll yourself up to seated. We gotta go fast because we're going light. Go ahead and grab some weights. Have different plates nearby so you can switch it out, but don't underestimate those light plates. We're gonna start with our Arnold press, or some of our kind of, I can't think of the word, the thing in football that you kick through, field goal shape arms. Let's take our feet right underneath our hips here. Bring the weights in front of you. We're gonna open up, extend, then pull back into the chest. Now, as we do this, I'm gonna have you draw knee to chest. So starting to connect our balance with our core. Really pulling, letting the core pull that leg up, keeping the hips tucked under, squeezing the glutes when the arms come down, and keeping the upper body nice and smooth. Breathe, right? So this whole circuit is gonna be about coordinating the body and pushing towards endurance, yeah? Pushing towards a fatigue level, all the way back, good. All the way open. I'm gonna show you what's next. We're gonna come into a sumo position, sink down, get there with me, okay? Get there with me. Squeeze those hips forward, press the knees back, the arms reach here. Right in this position, I'm gonna have you go side to side with the ribs. A little isolation, the hips don't move. Hips are staying, knees pressing back, a little side to side, nice work. I simply want you to turn those palms up. Continue. As you turn the palms up, you feel the shoulders pull back. You readdress the knees, the hips. Nice work. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, hold it here. We're gonna take those arms forward. We're gonna take them out. Keep the legs where they are, arms forward. And out. If anything, come a little lower. As we come forward, sink. As we go out, stay. As we come forward, sink. Nice. As we go out, shoulders, 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 forward, sink. Out, stay, hold. Little pulses here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Going right into our squat to press. We're going to squat down just like we did in the warm-up. Then we're going to press the weights overhead here. So nice and slow. And then up. Nice. Nice and slow, and up. If you want to make it a little bit more plyometric, we can squeeze a heel together, yeah? Down, and squeeze. But on that squat, I need you to push your hips back and drive all the way forward. If you want more, I bet you can guess, we can jump. Good. Take it down, and jump. Big squeeze on the back here. Please push the hips back, and reach. Nice. All the way down, and reach. We're gonna get there, friends. Bring those heels together into a diamond shape, toes apart. Reap those ribs down, relax the shoulders, pull here. We're gonna come into this position, pushing the hips back, pull the elbows back behind us. We're gonna reach and pull. So we're doing triceps here as we stay in this position, but I want you to get a little lower. I want you to press those hips back. I want you to pull the ribs in, and I want you to extend because we're gonna go into pulses here. So pulse and press. Trying to get the pinkies a little bit higher, pushing the hips a little bit lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Take a little break. Nice. We got inner thighs there. We got outer thighs, inner thighs on the sumo. We got that squat. We got a lot of shoulders. Let's repeat. We're gonna change a little bit this time, but we're gonna keep adding to the work. So right back into our goalposts. Why can't I think of that? Field goal. Words I know, focused on other things today. Let's bring those feet a little closer this time, and we're gonna go a little bit faster, but staying in this goalpost, we're just gonna go open and close. Keep those ribs down. So we take it up and up, nice. So elbows stay high, but we're squeezing the shoulder blades together behind us. Nice work. And we're gonna add a level here. So you're gonna hold, bring the palms down, bring it up and together. Good. Hold, keep the core tight. Boom. We got it. Down and up, down. Knee stays up as those arms move. If that's not in your wheelhouse today, leg stays down, right? Not a big deal. You make the changes. It'll be a little harder if the knee stays up to find the balance, to use the core, but we do what we can do. Boom. Take it down and out, in and release. Good. Relax those shoulders down. Back into our sumo position. We know it. We love it. Turn the toes out, sink it down. Shoulders release. So we're going to reach those arms up here. We're going to have a good time, okay? So turn those palms towards me, and we're going to lift and lower. Keep those hips tucking forward. Keep those knees pulling back. So we're getting the front delts here. The front delts don't need much before we feel them. We already been hitting the rear delts. We've already been hitting the medial delts. We got a lot of work here. Tiny breath. Get a little bit lower. Knees go back for 2. Now I want you to hold it here, and we're going to serve these weights. So pull the elbows in, reach and serve. Nice. Pull the elbows in, reach and serve. As the elbows come in, I want you to squeeze those hips forward. Like we got a little counter work here. So we sink and squeeze, we reach. You've got it. Sink and squeeze, And reach, we're close, we're close, we're close. Sink and squeeze. And reach. Last one, sink and squeeze, you've got it. Take it up and let it go. Bar, squat to press, we're back. Really go for it this time. Sink down in those hips, feel that stretch. Drive it up, press overhead. Reach it down, feel the stretch. Drive it up, press overhead, good. Reach down if you want that press, good. Reach down if you want it. Squeeze. Take your time. I want you to feel the core come in. I want you to feel those glutes stretch back. You've got this. Going as slow as you need to. Stay in control. Feeling that whole body work together. Boom. There's a little bit of active rest, right? This is where we do it. Almost there. Down. And come back into that diamond shape. As close as you can get it. Turn the toes out. Squeeze the glutes together. Tuck them forward. Our thumbs come out, and we're gonna go around the world, my friends. All the way up, core tight, core tight. Take it down, sink a little lower. All the way up. These are hard no matter how light they are. Keep things open, keep those ribs down, all the way up. Squeezing those hips together behind you. Smash those cheeks behind you like you're holding on to a little piece of paper. Nice work, nice work. Take it all the way down. Now I want you to hold here, and we're gonna serve those weights just out and down, good. 5, you've got it. 4, for 2, core tight. Last one. Nice work. Whole body section is coming to a close. Come on down to the ground. You can have light plates nearby. We're gonna do a lot more movement on the ground, so relax those shoulders, bring it out, pause if you need to, but come back as quickly as you can. We're gonna get back in our bear position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, core is lifted here. We're really pushing out in the way of the ground, so we're not falling into our shoulders, we're not letting our lower back go. We're staying nice, stiff as a board. In this position, we're gonna hold it, really lock in our core, and I want you to reach one arm, one leg, bend everything in, reach it back out, return to the front. Other leg, reach, squeeze, back is flat. Take it back, bring it down. We're just prepping, right? We reach, getting back acquainted with the ground, feeling all the feelings. Take it down. Nice work. Reach. I want you to feel energized after this. So really get excited about the movements you're making and all the progress you'll make in the future by taking these things one step at a time. By letting your body choreograph it, by letting your body work together. Take it down, take it out. Nice work right here. All right, if you feel ready for it, you can stay down, otherwise come up with me to a little hover. We're gonna reach one leg out, find that position, then extend yourself all the way up, come back down, tap it down, other leg. So first to reach out, then an extension, pull it in, and tap. So it's kick, reach, down and back. Trying to stay as symmetrical as you can, as engaged as you can. Nice. Reach. We've got this. Reach. Stay loaded over the hands if you can. That's going to be a challenge. Your body's going to try to stay away from it because that's a little more work. Back down. Keep your eyes on the prize here. Pull it in. Last one. Reach. Lift. Down and back down. All right, weights nearby. We're back on our side body because we love it. We want to get stronger, and man, is this a position that we can do it. So we're gonna start with a little bit more movement, but a similar clamshell position. We're gonna take our hand down instead, slightly in front, open in the chest, and we're gonna lift everything up here on that side body. If this is enough, just taking it down and out, then you can stay here. But if you'd like a little more, we're gonna take it down and then we're gonna open this leg. So we're getting extra range of motion in this bottom hip. We tap down and then we come back. Pushing out of the ground. Top leg does nice opening, but it's the bottom hip that I really want making this moon shape all the way down. Nice work. Really reach and extend. This is so nice, and if you want that little bit more, you can kick that leg out. If you said that is enough, then that is enough. and you stay where you are. Control your movement. Make sure this top hip is not opening to the back of the room. You're staying nice and loaded over this bottom hip. Last one. Roll it down. Amazing. Now I want you to bring that elbow down, roll onto the fattier part of your glutes, that side of your glutes. We're going to bring this outer leg down, and the inner thigh is going to point away from us. We're going to simply tap that leg and then turn it out as you bring it down, okay? So it's tap and down. So that inner thigh is really working here. And I want the heel coming up and the toe going down. I want you to feel this external rotation in the hip. I want your core to be absolutely burning here. We reach, take the hand back, reach, take the hand back, really get up there. Nice work. We hold. Amazing work. All right, bringing those legs together. We're getting so close. I promise, we're getting so close. Squeeze the legs together for me. Come all the way down to the ground. We're gonna lift this top leg up nice and straight, as high as you can get it. Then you're gonna bring the bottom leg up to meet it. So it's down and lift. Good. Down and lift. Now keep this top hip on top of the bottom hip. And if you're like, this is impossible, do what you can, okay? Down and lift. Good. It's a lot. It's gonna feel like things that you don't wanna work, right? You're gonna feel muscles that you go, is that right? It's right, I promise. Those hip flexors are working. Last one, hold it up right here. Just hold for 3, 2, 1. It's done. We must do the other side, okay? Got a little adjustment there, amazing. Coming all the way down. So going for that side lying hip extension here with the possible leg lift. Hand is gonna come down, forward, side, whatever feels good for your shoulder. As always, hips stay locked down, so do not let this top hip open. That's why I keep my hand on it all the time. So as we open everything up, and we keep everything locked and loaded, we're gonna lift ourselves up into this side plank. If this is enough, that's good. Hips are in line, right? It might even look like I'm rolling forward, I'm not. So come down, tap that hip, keep the core tight, open this top hip. Hips are still in a line. So we take it down and out. I like to look just a few feet in front of me, because that keeps me from opening up, because our eyes really do tell our body where to go. That's why when you run, you gotta keep your eyes up, because once you look down, you trip, your momentum goes. Really take it down and reach it up. I know these are hard, but they get easier the more you do them, and they make the rest of your workouts easier. They make your lifts easier because you start to gain that strength and mobility in some of these stabilizer muscles all the way up with that kick if you want it, keeping those hips locked, so that adds more glutes here. Nice work. Almost there. All the way down. Beautiful. Come on to the fattier part of, so just roll back slightly, bring this leg down, other leg is turned out, toe is down. From here we reach, really think about the toe down, heel up, and bring it down. So feeling that rotation in the hip joint, reach, and back. So even as I'm reaching my arm back, I'm not opening my chest back. I'm staying locked in my lower back, locked in my core, and I'm letting this be isolated just in the inner thigh, because I want this to burn, right? Lift. Nice work. Last one. Amazing. Legs, one on top of another. Hips still nice and locked in. Squeeze those legs straight and all the way down, supporting yourself here. So we're gonna lift that top leg. We're gonna stay in line. We're gonna tap and lower. Tap and lower. I know these are hard. I want you to pull that core in. I want you to brace yourself as much as you need to and tap and lower. It's small. It might be even smaller. It might be just feeling the feeling of lifting your quad off the ground. That's enough, right? That's enough. Keep going, keep going. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it. And rest. Amazing. Quick rest. Coming onto your back. Let's finish with some core. We love core. Let's do it. So rock and roll that spine. Windshield wiper those legs. Feel good about it. We're going into a straight leg position. So legs above you, as straight as they can be, but don't lock them out, okay? So soft bend in the knees. Lower back should feel good on the ground here. We are going to engage our core, so come into a half crunch position. Ribs are lifted. If you can keep your head up, please keep it up. And we're gonna bring one leg down, and you're gonna give me a pulse, pulse, take it up. Nice. Other leg, pulse, pulse, take it up. Now we're gonna reach, and the whole body's gonna go long. We're gonna come back, touch our toes, do it again. Pulse, pulse, and up, And up if you can reach. And come all the way up, tap, good. Try to stay balanced. Try to keep the ribs pulling in. I forgot what I was doing. Everything reaches and comes in. Messing up does not take away from the workout. You're gonna be fine. Reach the last big extension here. And we're gonna go right back to this position. We're gonna reach the outside of the toes, little cherry pickers, really little heel reaches. But I want you to focus on the core here. So we're reaching outside, but we're trying to keep our lower back slightly lifted. So we've got this little compression in the core. We've got this little lift in the lower back, in the hips, that posterior tilt. So we're working this compressive strength in the ribs here. We open and open, we're close. Almost there, I'm really feeling that burn. We've got two, we've got one, stay in it with me. Bring those heels together, my friends. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna drop our heels into a diamond and we're gonna lift up and tap. Drop diamond, lift up and tap. Now just this position in the legs is going to make your core go crazy. And I don't mean crazy like, oh my gosh, there's chaperone. I mean crazy like, what is happening? What are we doing? So try to keep those hips lifted just like we did in the cherry picker heel touchers. All the way in, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it. All the way back. Nice work right here. Hold it here. Let go of anything you need to let go of. Draw back. We're going legs only. Push those heels out. Draw those heels in. Keep that head lifted if you can. Heels out and in. If you want to make it a little harder when it comes in, draw elbows to knees. Pushing those heels away. If you need to go a little higher to keep the lower back down on the ground, do it. These are harder than Hades. Reach out all the way in. Oh my gosh, last one. And rest. And I said harder than Hades when I meant hotter. Goodness. We'll make it. I swear in these workouts, as we decompress, as we windshield wiper, as we let our ribs start to relax and our breath come back to our body, maybe we flutter our eyes shut. We start to move our shoulders apart, giving the body a little bit more time to stretch, to relax, to kind of melt into the ground. Let's take inventory of what we did today. It was challenging, I know that. It moved quickly, I know that. But like any skill, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more you unlock it. I always ask people to try things a few times because as a thought leader I really respect, that his name is not coming to me, often says if something repels you immediately, as long as it's not dangerous or harmful, right, or hateful, there might be something to it. That like feeling of, oh, this isn't for me, or oh, this is cringy, generally means there might be something in it that you might get something out of. And it always brings me back to this time as we draw our knees into chest and start that same movement, maybe a little circle, just rolling one way then the other. The first time I ever took a dance class at the gym and I was lost and everyone knew what they were doing, this was years and years ago. And I just felt so outside of it, but people were having so much fun. And it was old ladies, young ladies, men, children. And it just felt so confusing. Why can't I do it? So I forced myself to go a couple more times. And the second time it was easier. I felt more comfortable. I knew where to be. I remembered the patterns. The third time I was starting to really catch on and realize there was so much repetition and it was so much easier. But it took those moments of getting through it the first time, then doing it that second time for it to become much easier. Rock and roll yourself up to seated. And it wasn't that I got necessarily stronger or that much better at dancing in 2 classes. Go ahead and bring it all out. Let's reach ourselves towards our legs gently. Go ahead and lift up in the chest, then come forward, soften the knees. And just start to pedal out those knees. But it was more my brain got to calm down. So much of that first class, first attempt is your brain trying to figure it out, your nervous system going, this is new. And that's why sometimes we burn a ton more calories the first time we do something, because your brain and body are like, whoa, we're on overdrive. But I will say, you don't have to love it. And if after a few times you really don't love it, then that's fine. But if something really feels just a little bit too left-handed, or you feel off, or you just couldn't quite get the pace, I would try it again, and I would give yourself grace, because it might be something you can unlock quicker than you think, and then you might get a lot more out of it. Go ahead and bend your knees, roll yourself up. That story is silly, but it is the reason I became a fitness instructor. I was like, oh, I want to do this for people. I want to give them this in. And I never liked dance classes, and I still don't. They're still not something I excel at. But there was something so welcoming and wonderful about this person leading the class that allowed me to keep coming back. And I just said, oh, I want to do that for people. I want to let them know that this is something that can bring them joy, and we don't have to be so serious or judgmental of ourselves. And it really can be something we just do for our bodies and minds that's kind of silly and fun. And then we can translate that to really hard things that we do for ourselves and get that same joy out of them. So, long story short, try things that are hard, commit to them, and then make a decision a little later. All right, let's come into an all fours position. I promise, no more bears, no more bird dogs, nothing like that. Curl the toes under, push your hips up, give yourself a moment, maybe walk the dog a little bit, so bend the knees, let the hips go side to side, let the neck move around, be free with your movements. And then find yourself into some stillness, walk the feet towards the hands, and then bend your knees deeply and start to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, really tucking through the ribs, letting those fingertips weigh 1,000 pounds. And when you come all the way up, you're taller, stronger, faster, better, and you did something challenging today, whether it's for your body or your mind. Hopefully it was both, and you got through it, and you'll live to see another day, and you might be a little stronger, right? You might be a little sore, you might be a little stronger. So clean up your weight so you can live in your space, and I will see you on the mat soon. Bye-bye.